Namaskar, dear friends. Welcome to Tantra Thoughts. Today's video is called Tantra and Capitalism. In this video, I want to introduce a new topic for which I will create a series of videos to further explain it. The series will be called PROUT Frequently Asked Questions. Many of my viewers will wonder, what does PROUT, the Progressive Utilization Theory, have to do with Tantra? Well, PROUT is a socioeconomic theory that is an alternative to capitalism. And to explain that, let me start by talking about a moral principle from the world of yoga and Tantra, designed to limit greed and protect the earth. It is called APARIGRAHA in the Sanskrit language, and it means not to accumulate wealth or indulge in comforts which are unnecessary for the preservation of life. Now, APARIGRAHA is based on the idea of cosmic inheritance, that we do not own the wealth of this planet. Instead, we have inherited this world from the cosmos. So we are its caretakers, and we only have the right to use and share resources for the welfare of all living beings. As I've said before in my video, What is Tantra? Tantra explanation, Tan means expansion, and Tra means liberation. Expansion of what exactly? The expansion of mind. It does not mean the expansion of territory or wealth. A desire to accumulate finite things such as money, luxury, and possessions, which are superfluous to the preservation of life, will assist you very little to attain the goal of Tantra, which is to attain God, that being who is greater than self. However, material accumulation does seem to be the goal of capitalism, at least how it is practiced here in the United States. Unlike Tantra, capitalism is a system that moves human beings in the direction of material gains rather than spiritual gains. In a capitalist society, many people logically decide that getting a lot of money is their goal. The trouble is, the more money a person gets, the more he or she wants. Even very, very rich people are still hungry for more. The desire for money soon leads people to discover ways to make a lot of money that are immoral or illegal. Just look at corporations who go to great lengths to avoid paying taxes and register their products offshore. In fact, 2.3 million people are in prison in the United States because of their desire to get rich quick, among other things. The goal of capitalism is to make as much money as possible, or in economic terms, to maximize profits. Corporations try to keep costs low, including wages, while producing the maximum profit for their shareholders every 3 months. The competition is terrible, so the temptation to cheat, to lie, to bribe is constantly dangling in front of their eyes. This tendency violates another moral principle from the world of yoga and Tantra, called asteya. Asteya means non-stealing or depriving what is due to another person. In the United States, the top employee of a company makes up to 400 times what the lowest employee makes, depriving those on the bottom of better wages, which is a gross violation of asteya. The greed for profits results in corporations using their influence, their money and power to get around or limit environmental laws and regulations. Each year, industries release into the air approximately 10 million tons of toxic chemicals, of which 2 million tons are known carcinogens. This air pollution kills prematurely over 50,000 people in the United States, 500,000 people in India, and 1.2 million people in China. The hurt that is caused in environmental damage and exploitation of workers is a violation of AHIMSA, another principle which means non-hurting with words, thoughts, or actions. As you can see, we just found 3 tenets of Tantra that go against direct and indirect repercussions of capitalism. Morality is the foundation for being a Tantrika, and it is also the foundation upon which a better society must be built. However, throughout history, most moral values have reflected the interests of the rich and powerful. Each ruling class has exploited other classes through force and cunning, creating rules and justifications for those rules to suit their interest. Notice that the rich people have not made rules or moral guidelines to limit their wealth. Greed for more and more money is ruining our planet. As Mahatma Gandhi said, the world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Let's pause for a moment to look at greed from a tantric perspective. The vritti, or human tendency, known as greed, is located in the third chakra. It's called TRSNA in Sanskrit. It means the desire for accumulation. Controlling the third chakra and all chakras is a requirement before attaining the goal of Tantra, which means a tantric yogi would have to control their greed. But capitalism, as it is in the United States, virtually praises and legalizes the horrors of greed with impunity. Just think back to the 2008 economic bailout, when the United States Congress gave the banks $700 billion of tax money instead of putting their CEOs in jail after they gambled their customers' money away out of greed. Greed is the evil that grows in the soil of capitalism. But in Tantra, greed is meant to be controlled, which is another small example of how Tantra and capitalism don't mix. Following Tantra and APARIGRAHA is not only good for you, it's good for the planet too. A wise man from Saudi Arabia in the 7th century, Ali Talib, said, "Detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you." In Tantra, we need this healthy sense of detachment in order to become our highest self. In Tantra, we learn to practice pratyahara, which essentially has to do with learning how to withdraw from the world. Capitalism represents the worst in the world because it perpetuates inequity and exploitation. It is committed to profit and growth at any cost. It has an addiction to gambling that is speculation instead of production. Finally, it has rising unsustainable debt. Global capitalism has become a cancer, out of control, and lethal to the world in which it lives. It is contributing to climate change and destroying our planet's life support systems. It cannot last. Despite the current daunting reality, I have good news for you. Tantra is over 7,000 years old, and it will outlive capitalism. The earth and its people deserve something better than what is in place. And that is something that we tantric yogis must work hard to build. We must contribute something that provides for the needs of everyone and that allows us to share the resources for the welfare of all living beings. So I invite you to watch my upcoming videos on the socioeconomic theory of PROUT, where we will go deeper into this theory. As Tantrikas, we must support a socioeconomic system that matches the goals of Tantra and puts people and justice above exploitation and greed. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to share this message and like this video. Please visit tantrathoughts.com for my free self-study meditation program, and please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Namaskar.